Okay, deep breath. I've been keeping a secret for a very good reason, but it's time to come clean. At the end of this month, I'm donating a kidney to a stranger. Welcome back, I'm Shannon, and this is the Wanderluster, where together we tackle topics that will help you lead a more sparked life so you can lead a life of adventure on your own terms. And oh my gosh, I probably butchered that intro, but I'm so nervous and excited to record this video, I don't even care, because I'm about to share with you the fact that I'm donating a kidney to a stranger, but I would almost say he's now a friend, so I think we're good there. But when I started this whole process, I did not know this man, and now this process has changed my life, and I just rambling, sorry. Just so excited that I finally get to tell everybody that I'm doing this thing. That all being said, if you've been following along on my YouTube channel or on my blog, I actually started the Wanderluster to document some of my bucket list items, my progress towards minimalism, and my adventures along the way. So hopefully it will spark you and help you feel more excited about your life as well as I try to tackle my own. At least that was the goal when I started this. My YouTube channel has been chugging along pretty well, but my blog hasn't been updated in quite some time. So if you are one of the 5 whole people on this planet that actually read my blog, The Wanderluster, you might have seen I have a bucket list page called The Wanderlist, and on there are things like kiss under the Eiffel Tower, go lounge in a over-the-water bungalow in Bora Bora, get to see a manatee, you know, stuff that's typically on people's bucket lists. But what was also on mine, like I said, you probably didn't see it, was this little nugget that was hiding on there, and that was to donate a kidney. Why was that on my bucket list? Let me tell you why. In July of 2017, I was scrolling on Facebook and came across a Facebook post that would change my life. And I want to read that Facebook post to you now, so bear with me as I pull it up. All right, so this is the Facebook post. It was posted by a young woman named Whitney Bach, a woman I had never met, but there was a picture of her holding a purple stuffed kidney that immediately caught my eye, and I started reading. I don't even remember who shared this post, but I will have to say that it just changed the course of my life, so I'm about to share it with you. Whitney posted on July 17th, 2017, which July 17th is actually the birthday of a dear friend of mine who passed away. And so that date was significant. I actually saw this post on the July 22nd, which is my birthday, which is another one of those weird woo-woo things. Not important to the story, but kind of weird to me. Anyway, this is what Whitney posted. Dear family and friends, as some of you already know, I have polycystic kidney disease, PKD. I was diagnosed at the age of 15, and over the past 14 years, my function has declined and has finally reached a level that requires further action. Rather than be monitored every few months, since PKD has no cure, the only current treatment options are dialysis or kidney transplant. Currently, my kidneys are functioning at 21%. The last time they were measured through imaging, they were both 30 centimeters long, or roughly the size of a football. FYI, the size of a normal kidney is about 9 to 11 centimeters, or the size of your fist. They take up my entire abdomen, leaving me feeling overall discomfort, fullness, and a general lack of physical energy. I am fortunate to have such a supportive husband and partner, Josh, through all of this, as he understands when my energy is just too low to do typical, everyday things. I push myself as much as I can, as I want Caleb, her son, so right there, young mom, to remember me as being an active participant in his life. That being said, it is getting harder to live a normal life when my kidneys are failing. Not gonna cry, guys. As of today, I have completed the process to be listed for a kidney transplant through Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center in Boston. Ideally, my team would like for me to have a transplant before I would need dialysis, an undesirable option. And dialysis, if you don't know, is actually the process of using a machine to cleanse your blood from all the impurities because your kidneys are no longer functioning, and dialysis really sucks. From what I've heard, it is freaking terrible. She goes on, a transplant would offer me more freedom and the ability to live a longer, healthier, more normal life. However, finding a kidney for transplant is not easy. The average wait time to receive a kidney from a deceased donor is 5 years or more. That being said, there is another, more promising option, receiving a kidney from a living donor. Asking a family member or a friend to consider donating a kidney to me is difficult, humbling, and awkward, but it greatly improves my chances of getting a transplant. The prospect of receiving a kidney from a live donor is more appealing, especially since donations from a living donor have a higher success rate and last longer than those from a deceased donor. So here it goes. I'm looking for anyone who is interested in donating a kidney. I realize that it is a very personal decision and not one that is made without a great deal of consideration. Truth. I know that some of you will consider it and some will want to be tested to see if you are a match. She goes on to explain how one can sign up to become a living donor, or at least be evaluated to become one, and more about her particular medical team that she was working with, and the hashtag Find Bach a Bean. All right, so after reading that, you can imagine it just hit me in the gut of just like, I need to do something. Here was this young mom who thought she had a longer timeline before her PKD would be acting up, and now she's just struggling to be the person, the wife, the mother that she really wants to be, and that spoke to me at my core. I was just like, wow, I wonder if I could donate. I also found out at that time that I only needed one kidney to be a healthy, functioning individual, and I was like, wow, that's cool. So when you have one kidney that's removed, your remaining kidney will grow to compensate for the missing kidney. And I was like, okay, so I would need to go through surgery and make some changes, but this seems doable. I want to find out more. So I did some research and I put my name on Whitney's list for hashtag Find Bach a Bean. I'm happy to report that Whitney actually found a match before they got to me. Somebody higher up on the list, because they work chronologically, actually was proven to be a better, or at least a match initially. And she was able to go through surgery and it was successful. And as of this recording, she has told me that she feels great and she feels like she has her life back. And I couldn't be more excited for her because that is amazing. So I was happy for her, and I kind of put kidney donation in the back of my mind, but it was always there. It was always lingering in the back of my mind because I realized when I only needed one kidney to survive, and maybe I should just try it. So a couple months passed, and eventually I posted a question in a private Facebook group for a group called Choose FI. So I'm part of the financial independence movement, and I was wondering if anybody had ever done kidney donation or how that impacts your insurance or if anyone's considered doing it. And I got one comment. I got many comments, but one that stuck out to me was a woman that responded that she hadn't done kidney donation, but a loved one, her brother-in-law, was in desperate need of a kidney and provided a link for me to find out more. So again, I read through it and I clicked the link and once again put my name on a list to become a living donor. This time around though, I was actually followed up by the Mayo Clinic relatively quickly because there hadn't been a match ahead of me on the list. And I started going through the donor process of being vetted. I had a couple of vials of blood taken, urine analysis, all that fun stuff here in Texas. And in January, I actually flew out to the Mayo Clinic in order to be vetted to become a living donor. And at the time, this gentleman who lives in Savannah, Georgia, who is a father and grandfather and an all-out cool dude, he was a stranger, but I have to say, after going through this process, I'm very happy to say that he's now a friend, and that is great. And it's amazing to me that after going through this process and getting cleared to go through it, I can't believe it's finally here, and I cannot believe that I actually get to share this with you now, and it's just, whew, I feel like I'm rambling because I'm just so nervous excited to share this with everybody, so bear with me. That all being said, I'm sure you, or my family and friends, or just random viewer who is watching this has some questions or concerns about this, and I just wanted to share with you a couple things that if you're wondering, why would you do this? Well, I think you probably know why I would do this, because I have something in my body that I don't really need to survive that could greatly benefit someone else who is currently using a machine to stay alive, and I think that's awful and I want to fix that. But I have to say, other than hearing Whitney's story and learning about kidney donation, many of you know that I've had kind of a rough patch emotionally over the last couple years. I lost my down payment for this house of $52,660 to wire fraud and miraculously got it back. I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder, but I got better. I was broken into twice in a week, and we caught the guys both times. Like, wow, how lucky have I been? Recently my almost 4-year relationship with a man that I really loved ended, and I was pretty devastated. But through it all, I'm not gonna cry for like the second time in this video. Through it all, every time that I had a challenge, I was 2x blessed with the amazing support network I have, the many resources that are available to me, and the just great purpose and great support that I have in my life in general. Like, I've always been doubly blessed for everything that's challenged me. I've gotten through it so well just because I have the literal best people in my life. I often feel like the luckiest woman in the world, and I wanted to give back, and it meant a lot to me. So I know some of the reactions I got from people I did tell in person were kind of confused, but this is genuinely how I feel. I feel like the world's luckiest person. I have something in my body that I don't need to survive that could greatly benefit someone else. Why wouldn't I do it? That also being said, I've given this a lot of thought, and I've worked with a world-class medical team at the Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville to evaluate myself as a living donor. I spent 4 days at the Mayo Clinic being evaluated emotionally, physically, financially, and being really readied for this process. And I was also told that at any time in this process, if I decide that I change my mind, I don't want to be a living donor any longer, I can raise my hand and I will be excused. No questions asked. And I really trust my medical team. You know, they met by committee and they compared all of my test results. I had a CT scan, an X-ray, tons of urine tests, tons of blood tests, a psychological evaluation. And after they met as a committee, they deemed that I would be a good candidate to donate, and I trust their decision. I've also been working with people who have donated in real life to kind of see what to expect, and I feel genuinely pretty darn prepared for this process. Of course, there will be risks. There could be a chance that I don't come out of surgery very well, or that my recipient doesn't receive the kidney very well. And that all being said, I'm willing to take that risk. This matters to me very, very deeply, and I'm absolutely ready to go through with this because I've been waiting since July 2017, and it's like, holy crap, it's here. I will have to make some adjustments after everything is said and done. I will be taking about 3 to 4 weeks off of work and feel so grateful for my amazing coworkers that are picking up the slack while I'm gone. And after I'm done, you know, I will not be able to lift anything over 20 pounds for a while, but other than that, my life will relatively go back to normal. I know people had questions as to whether I will be able to drink. Yes, after I'm done healing, I will be able to have wine and alcohol again in the future. I'm not that altruistic that I would like give up my beloved wine for the rest of my life. Like, I wish I was that nice. I'm not. Also, people have asked if I can have a baby in the future. And if I want to, if that ever becomes a thing, I will be able to, you know, God willing, have a baby. So donating a kidney does not interfere with my fertility, but who knows what would interfere with my fertility. That's another discussion for another day. I will need to switch some of my medications after I donate, meaning I won't be able to take Aleve any longer. I will need to switch to some less kidney taxing pain relievers and allergy medications, which to me isn't really that big of a deal. But other than that, other than, you know, changing some of my medications for, you know, headaches and whatever, and drinking more water, my life should normally, you know, all things considered, all things, you know, God willing, my life will go back to normal in about 4 to 8 weeks. Of course, I will have some more fatigue and things like that. I will have pain from my incisions. Things may or may not go the way we planned, but, you know, all things considered, I think it's gonna be okay. So, oh, and one thing before I forget, I originally started this shopping ban in January because I didn't know how I was gonna pay for this, and I wanted to save as much money as possible and live lean. But I am so grateful and humbled to share that my recipient, who is a all-out cool guy, and his family is also cool, his support network put together a GoFundMe page to cover my travel expenses and his travel expenses and that of our caretakers. My aunt is going to be my caretaker, and she's amazing and I love her. But this GoFundMe was fully funded relatively fast, over $10,000, that will help cover our expenses for travel, because those types of things are not covered by my recipient's health insurance, though everything else was covered by his insurance. Travel, food, rental cars, things like that, missed work are not covered by insurance. But if you feel called or are financially able to donate, anything that we don't use for the surgery itself will be given to my recipient to help his autoimmune therapy. I think that's what it's called. But he will need ongoing medications for the rest of his life after he receives my kidney, and any money that isn't used for the actual tactical getting down to the surgery and all that fun stuff, that money will help him and his family with the recovery process and his ongoing wellness. Like I said, I was blown away. It was fully funded, over $10,000 relatively quickly. But if you feel called or willing to donate and you would like to support us and our travel, or also his therapy afterwards, I would absolutely love to have you participate. I will put the link below, but I was just blown away and humbled and grateful for all the support we've already seen. So holy cow. Wow, what a process this has been. All right, guys, so this video has already been way too long. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today as I explain this amazing bucket list thing that I'm finally get to do. Holy cow. I would really love for you to leave your questions or comments in this comment section below, because I would love to hear from you if you have questions about kidney donation or want to even share, your own experiences with kidney donation. Also, your encouragement and good vibes are appreciated. If you want to send any good vibes or prayers to my support network who will be helping me get through this process, but also for my recipient and his amazing family, because we're going to need all the love and good vibes and support we can get to get through this next chapter of our life. So we would love to have you along for this journey. Anyway, guys, this video's already been way too long. You've spent enough of your precious time with me today, and expect a few more videos coming from me in the future about kidney donation. But until then, this is all I have to say. Holy cow, I'm excited. I love you guys so much, and I cannot wait to do this thing. Thank you for spending your time with me today. You could have done anything with these 15 or so minutes, but you decided to spend them with me instead, and I am so grateful for each of you. Until next time, guys, see you later. Bye.